The New York Mets have gone on a run recently, winning 8 of their last 10 to give fans hope of playoff contention this season. However, they are still 7 games out of first place in the National League East, and they could be better off selling at the July 31 non-waiver trade deadline with their eyes on competing in 2015. Below is a big board of prospects the Mets could realistically target if they are sellers at the deadline. The prospects are from teams that have needs which could be filled by the Mets' pitching depth, or clubs that could be interested in starter Bartolo Colon or second baseman Daniel Murphy. While some of the prospects mentioned are elite and would change the Mets' fortunes in the near future, others are less exciting but are realistic returns. It is also possible that the Mets could try to buy at the deadline, but this big board is just for the purposes of targeting prospects whom the Mets could get if they are out of contention. If the Mets are in selling mode, trading for Joc Pederson makes all the sense in the world. He's a major league-ready corner outfielder with power and would be under team control for a long time, which makes sense for the Mets financially. However, he would cost the Mets dearly in terms of talent. There is a conundrum the Mets are beginning to face: whether or not it makes sense for them to trade their pitching depth for bats or instead hold on to their arms because of the old adage of you can't have too much pitching. Pederson would make sense for the Mets whether or not they are in contention, as he is a major league-ready, impact bat, but the Los Angeles Dodgers would only trade him for a valuable major league asset. That means it would cost the Mets someone like lefty John Nees, whose trade value is diminished as long as the health of his throwing shoulder is in question, and right-hander Dylan G. It's also unclear whether or not one of the Met established starters would be enough to pry Pederson away from the Dodgers. It makes sense for Los Angeles to trade Pederson because it doesn't have room for him in its outfield and arguably would be better off solidifying its rotation this season. That being said, the Dodgers already have a deep roster and could be comfortable standing pat, keeping Pederson in the minors until a spot opens up.